Hello everybody, welcome to Betway's Weighted to Win as we look forward to a big meeting, the Allied Steelrode Onamission Charity Mile on Saturday at Turffontein. We also got racing out in KwaZulu-Natal. This show focuses specifically on the Turffontein race meeting. Daryl Marie is with me here in the studio and Darren Burrows is on the other side as well. So we've got our guys. We'll talk about bipots and which way we want to go. So we will, of course, start up with all of that information. So I'll start with Daryl. First of all, Daryl, let's talk about the second. I'm about to get the betting and all of the information up. But in the meantime, what do you like in the opener?
You haven't said one word about the rugby.
Hey, fantastic. Can't wait for the rugby tonight.
What's your prediction, Clyde?
Sure, I think it's going to be... I can't imagine it being a high-scoring game at that level, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be competitive, a lot of defence, all of that sort of stuff.
Tight.
I don't. It's going to be tight.
Well,
You?
yeah,
We'll win it.
I
We'll win it, but I don't know, what the spread is now at all. Who's
Doesn't
the
matter.
actual favourite?
New Zealand are, I think, predicted to win by 1.5 points, or that's the handicap, or half a point. It's going to be very tight.
Very tight.
Yeah, Clyde, the opening leg of the bipots, I've opted to go for the two Sean Terry fillies. Now, number 2, Woman of Fame. She's been disappointing in that she hasn't won yet, but she does bring feature race form into play of year. And if she's not in need of a comeback start, I think she should be able to run in the top 2. Backed her up with the stable companion number 7. That's French Duchess. Now, if you watch her debut, she got taken out in the latter stages. In her second start, she was badly interfered with at the gates. I think if she gets a clean break, both of these fillies would have benefited from time off. So 2 and 7 enough to get us through the opening leg.
Okay, so Sean Terry's runners for Daryl Marie. Darren Burrows on your side, which two are you, or what are you going with?
Well, Clyde, I thought French Duchess, last time out, she was taken out at the start, but she's going to love the step up to 1,200 meters or the 1160. I just get the feeling she's going to run a big race and she's drawn towards the outside of the track. Then you've got Woman of Fame, who's running feature race company and juvenile plates against winners. And I like that they removed the blinkers last time out. And once again, I think she'll be very competitive. Phantom Express is not out of it. This filly was striding much better than in the past. And her debut performance in a juvenile plate, she ran second to Ripple Effect. That was a cracking effort. So I thought between numbers 7, 2, 3, and then include Lady Chatterley, because this filly was punted into 13 to 10 last time out, and she pulled out the race. So she might be better now after the short break.
Okay, thanks for that. We have got the exotics for you. Whilst you take down the exotics, I'm going to, courtesy of Charles Pretorius, read the comment out from Michael de Kock about Grape Shot and Lady Chatterley. He says, Grape Shot was disappointing first time out, but pulled up shin sore. She shows some ability and will be effective over this trip and further. She's got a place chance. And Lady Chatterley pulled up lame last time. That was a fairly good first run. Slightly short for her and could be kicking on late, so she's a quartet prospect. Okay, so you got Daryl and you got Darren's bipot. That's the look of how we want to start our big day. Right, let's move on to race number 3 on the card now. It's a handicap and it's over 2,000 meters, this particular event. In terms of the market, let's see what we're doing on Friday. The guys, Betway, are American Star, number 4, tops the boards at 5 to 2. 9 to 2, about 3, Jet Dynasty. Then 5, You Can't Hurry Love is trading 11 to 2, together with number 6, American Grayson, who's trading at that price, 11 to 2. So, PA's Darren, I'm coming to you first. Let's talk about this. American Star, I would imagine, is the right horse in the race and is the horse to beat. What's your feeling?
Well, definitely a big runner, Clyde. He beat You Can't Hurry Love last time out, and he's a kilo better off at the weights. But then You Can't Hurry Love was ridden very patiently last time out. And if ridden the same, ridden cold from the back of the field, he's going to be slicing through the field. It was good to see him back to winning ways last time out, because he hadn't seen the winner's box in about 4 years. So don't write off You Can't Hurry Love. American Star's alive. Then you've got Jet Dynasty, also likes to be ridden cold, and he does his best work late. Gavin Larena gets on really well with him. Others to consider, Scarlet Pimpernel with bottom weight, and Professor Snape. So it's a tricky race. I believe You Can't Hurry Love is the place bet.
Okay, so you are making it quite open. Are you doing the same?
I went 2 runners here, Clyde, numbers 4 and 8. I think what assisted You Can't Hurry Love last time out was the suicidal pace. I mean, that race was set up for the tail enders to swoop, and they did just that. I don't see a breakneck pace in this event, especially on the standside track. So I believe American Star will confirm that form. He was probably also slightly in need of that run because it was his first run back as a gelding. So I'll be surprised to see You Can't Hurry Love reverse that form because American Star is also lightly raced and he's an improving 4-year-old. I'm giving Scarlet Pimpernel one more chance, Clyde. Well, not one more chance, but I think he's better than his latest effort. If you just go back to his previous form lines, I mean, Purple Pitcher, we know what he's done. He's won 3. House of Romanov has won again since then, and he put House of Romanov in his place. So I do believe we haven't seen the best of him yet. So I'm going to back him up with American Star. The 2 for me, numbers 4 and 8.
Okay, so he's right up there, Scarlet Pimpernel for Daryl Marie. So make sure that's not left out. We've got place accumulators. Let's take a look at those. Darren Burrows first, and he's got a few bankers in his PA. It's an 84 Rand perm. In fact, there are how many? 1, 2, 3 bankers in that place accumulator today. So remember, take your phone, switch on camera, go to the QR code, and let it do the rest for you. And here's a look at Daryl Marie. He's playing at boat races, most races, and that's a 288 Rand place accumulator perm. Interesting racing today. If you want to catch one of these, I'm sure it's going to pay some good money. Right, so let's get on. Race number 4. Get your pick sixes on. It's over a 1,000 meter sprint. This is the Golden Loom handicap. The battle of the tipsters continues. Those who want to follow that, go to the tab for racing. Those tipsters are up there, all giving their selections on a race by race if you are keen on following or have been following that. All right, pick sixes. So in the Golden Loom, let's take a look. Do we need the market as a guide to give you an idea? Well, this horse Dice is top of the boards, is currently priced up at 22 to 10. Number 7, I Am Giant, is 7 to 2. And then you've got number 2, Captain Hindsight, who's busy trading at 5 to 1. There is one other I think worth putting in there or chatting about. Number 1, Mover and Shaker, who's priced up at 11 to 2. All right, Darren, I'm coming to you first. Let's talk about Dice. He eventually got it right. We've been following him long enough, and he won seemingly convincingly last time over the 1,200 meters. He's dropped in the 1,000. That might be the only concern.
Clyde, that is a concern because he's done his best from 12 to 1,400 meters, and the 1,000 is sharp for Dice. That's the reason I'm looking towards I Am Giant. Now, he's got a speedy pedigree, being out of a VAR mare, VAR's Honor, and he's dropping back to 1,000 meters, but he shows plenty speed over the 1,200. So I really believe that I Am Giant, a pity about the draw of 2, but if going handy, I think he could quicken past this lot. So I'm leaning towards I Am Giant. I've included Dice only because he has the class. And then Mover and Shaker and Cliffhanger, I thought were the next best in the race.
We are now down to 8 runners with a scratching of 6 and 8. So that does leave you with an 8-horse field. Your version, Mr. Marie?
Yes, Clyde, that's right. Just to confirm, Cliffhanger has come out.
Yeah, Cliffhanger is now out. Yeah.
Yeah, so Clyde, I think the pace is towards the outside with Mover and Shaker drawn, after the scratching 6. I think he's going to come towards the outside. Dice, if you saw his latest victory, it was sensational how he picked him up in the straight. He's obviously a high-class individual. From what I gathered in the post-race interviews, this horse says, although he's lightly raced, he doesn't have issues. They've just looked after him, so he'll have something to aim at. Whether he can get there on a fast run, 1,000-meter surface, I don't know, but he'll be doing his best work late. Lovely to hear James Crawford's pre-race comments before the meeting at the Vaal on Thursday, Clyde. He said to the viewers on Track Talk, they both will win. And you don't get trainers sticking their neck out like that. So well done to James. Kudos to him. His stable's flying at the moment. I Am Giant, lovely horse. Also, a slight concern about the inside draw, but he does have that early toe. Hopefully, he can angle towards the middle outside, and I think he's certainly going to feature here. And I've just gone one other, Clyde. I think Cold Hard Stare. This, I know she's a filly in open company, but she's only got 52 to shoulder. But take note, she's unbeaten up the straight. So I'm really keen to see her over 1,000 meters at Turffontein on the stand-side track. I think the pace will suit her. And with 52 to shoulder, I think she could spring a bit of a surprise over here. So I went numbers 3, 7, and 9.
Interesting. All right. Well, you notice Craig Zacky's been riding them, he's dropping them out and running on. So I'm sure Dice will come from the back. Let's have a look then, at what we're doing. It's pick sixes now, so Darren will help us with that. He was unlucky again yesterday with that little Miss Moneybags, poor guy. He was about to collect 50k. 1, 3, 7, 8 by 1, 2, 3, 7, 10 by 1 and 2 by Field by 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. And he's depending in the last leg. Hopefully it wins for him. The pick six banker of his day is Royal Guide, whom I spoke to Alec Laird about, and they're confident. This is the Her Serene Highness Princess Charlene Stakes. It's a grade 3 and it's over 1,400 metres. Going to be a very interesting race. White Pearl is in here again and tops the board for Mike de Kock. 18 to 10 favourite, number 3 on the card. 2 Egyptian Mile is 22 to 10 and then 10 to 1 bar the 2. So the question is it a 2-horse race or is the White Pearl run to Mrs. Geriatrics good enough, Darren?
That White Pearl last time out, I mean, they pulled well clear of the field, and that was a cracking effort behind Mrs. Geriatrics. She got beat at short head on the line. This filly can run. She's got a 1 draw. I think everything in her favour. And then Egyptian Mile ran second in the Taquini last time out behind Bavarian Beauty. She's a very good filly. She's also got a good draw. It looks between those two. Now, if I had to look at horses that aren't well in but have ability, it would be Storm Player up in Trip and My Soulmate. But 2 and 3 to fight it out.
The Cock does say here that White Pearl ran a super and close second to Mrs. Geriatrics last time. And they were well clear of the third horse. She looks in a similar vein of form. Happy with her prep. Good chance he gives her. Says on form there hasn't been a lot between her and Platinum Princess. And that she's Welsh trying blinkers now and he'd include her. So that's the comment from the Mike de Kock stable. White Pearl is 18 to 10. I guess then...
What's trying blinkers? Who's trying blinkers?
I think it's not Platinum maybe.
Oh, yes. Blinkers have been fitted with platinum. Okay.
Maybe put in trifectas and quartets. Interesting because this horse Egyptian Mo, they've met before, haven't they? So,
yeah, they met in the grade 2 Golden Slipper. I mean, Egyptian Mo, I think, finished a length and a half ahead of her. So on paper, there's very little separating the two of them. You probably have to be leaning towards White Pearl because she's had that run. And she acquitted herself extremely well behind Mrs. Geriatrics. She's one of the course and distance from a 1 draw. She's going to be more racing fit, but then again, Egyptian Miles beaten her, and she could have certainly benefited from that time off. So it's very hard to sit here and separate the two of them. I've just gone both of them. I've played the safe route. I'm going to say if you're playing quartets, Clyde, add this filly in Tamil Tigress, number 9.
Yeah.
I think she could sneak into the back end. I don't think she can trouble them for the win, but I think she's better than her latest effort. She was caught hopelessly wide, unfortunate in running. But yeah, 2 and 3 will suffice.
One horse that did catch the eye in the same race.
Sorry, Clyde. I just want to say I'm sure Mr. de Kock will be itching to get a winner home for the ASSM Racing Syndicate.
Warren, yeah. They just lost their mum, Warren and Greg and the family.
Their race day. Yeah.
And it's their race day, of course, and Arun Chuda. Anyway, just wanted to say Ivy League. She caught my eye, and I'll tell you why. She was ridden very handy last time behind White Pearl. Okay. She turned for home, scrubbing as they come for home. I've only seen her win from last. Running on. So if she can be switched off and come from last, I'm sure she's a trifecta or quartet or don't leave her out. But personally, I'm bankering White Pearl in the pick.
Are you?
Yeah. Personally, I am.
But you've spoken for a minute on RV.
Yeah, I want to catch trifectas and quartets with her. I want to catch trifectas and quartets with her, but I'm going to bank a white pearl in the pick six, if you don't mind. Here's Daryl's jackpot. Let's focus on what our tipsters have to say rather. He's got a jackpot for us, and he says 2 and 3, so white pearl Egyptian Mile, by 1 and 2, by 3, 6, 10, and 3, 6, 10, 12, and 13, and then he's got, what's that, the whole field at the back. It's a 200 Rand spend. Sandringham, Summit, and main defender in the race here with, of course, the Mike Tekakos, Give Me Another Chance, whose comments are, as we talk about the Graham Beck, let me just, if I may just pull this up. He says, Give Me Another Chance, needed his last outing, moved up, just got tired the last bit. He's a lot fitter. However, we take on one hell of a field here. One of the best Graham Beck renewals I've seen, a real quality field. One runner is drawn badly, but include him. He says our runner is drawn badly, but include him. A real quality field and a treat for punters. Okay, Daryl, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, I think Give Me Another Chance is held by Sandringham Summit. I know he's at the run back, but Clyde in the Golden Horseshoe, nothing went right for Sandringham Summit, and he still got the better of Give Me Another Chance. So I'll be surprised to see that form reversed. Now, the interesting race is obviously the last time Sandringham Summit and main defender met. Excuse me, Clyde. That was in the Premier's Champion Stakes. It was a grade 1 over a mile. Right, this is 1400 and main defenders had a run back. And I might add that main defender's latest victory was sensational. I mean, I saw him coming to the straight and he lengthened like I've never seen a horse do that in the past. So I respect him because he's at that run back. But if you just go back to that Premier's Champion Stakes, Sandringham Summit put him in his back pocket with 400 to go, Clyde. And I think Sandringham Summit on the stand side track will be a different proposition. So although main defender has gone into my perms and he's had the run back and he's probably more racing fit and ready, I think Sandringham Summit could potentially confirm that form.
Okay.
Like I say, I don't want to separate the two. They're two proper racehorses.
Proper.
Let the best horse win on the day.
Let the best horse win. I spoke to Frankie, one of the guys involved. Frankie Zaki said to me, you know that this horse ran to 128 last time. He's a 121. He beat Group 1 horses. And they couldn't penalise him more because it obviously you could only get a 6 or 8 pound penalty or something. Had they applied the full penalty, he would be running to a 128.
Okay, it doesn't matter because he still would only get 1 kilogram.
Yeah, correct. I understand that. But he just wants to show the ability or whatever the case may be. It's going to be interesting because Sandringham does come off a rest. You big on Sandringham. Main defender's a great runner, a huge runner. And it sounds to be like because Give Me Another Chance has been held that we're not looking
past the two of them.
We're going with the top two. Mr. Burrows, are you going with top two or have you singled out one of the two?
No, I'm on Sandringham Summit. Last time out, main defender, I said on the show he would win by 5 lengths because he came into the race with 50 kilos. And we saw it in the past with Mount Pleasant winning the same race with 50 kilos and getting a rating of 129. I believe it's completely wrong. And I think main defender had to win by that amount of distance with only 50 kilos on his back. Now, Sandringham Summit's a really special racehorse. He was a top 2-year-old, probably one of the best juveniles I've seen in many years. And I believe he's the type of horse that's going to get better and better with age. The long running's going to suit him. He's drawn well. I think Sandringham Summit will be mowing down main defender in the closing stages.
Both are on the side of two horses that they're both in the race with winning claims. Darren says he's into Sandringham Summit. Daryl's also on the side of Sandringham Summit, but has the utmost respect for main defender. And what I saw of main defender's stride the last time for going to the gate, can't leave him out. So you're back with us now. Welcome to the Allied Steelrode Onamission Charity Mile. It's going to be a great race, a super day, charities. Everybody wins here with regards to the charity element, 21 of them that are going to collect a check and take home, irrespective of where the horse that they've drawn runs on Saturday. So it's a fantastic initiative, the Charity Mile always has been. Well, in terms of the market, they bet 6-1 the field, yeah. So the likes of Winchester Mansion, top of the boards, that's current favourite. But I mean, there are a whole lot of them, Dave the King, Porto Menzano, Safe Passage, they share that role, and then you can get 10s and better about the others. In terms of Mike de Kock, just very quickly, he says Dave the King's in a very good space at the moment. He hasn't, in terms of this particular track, Dave the King, he hasn't raced on the stand side track. And it'll be interesting to see how he goes there. But he's well. Safe Passage is short this distance in prep for the Summer Cup, so he'll probably need it. But he should still run a very good race. Humdinger is drawn off the course, so they'll have to think what they're going to do there in terms of tactics. Shoemaker enjoyed a bit of a break, the Shoemaker, and all the problems he had previously have not reoccurred. So there could be a bit of confidence about Shoemaker. Maybe just need it, but who knows? It could be a trifecta quartet horse. It's a challenging race. It's one of those races really at the end of the day where, you know, that consistent horse that's always about, he's always around the corner, he's always on the block. That's the horse that's most of the time wins a race like this.
Oh, Clyde, who's the most racing fit of year? Bingwa.
Bingwa, okay.
Have a look at last year's preparation. He went into a Pinnacle, then the Joburg Spring Challenge, and then into the Allied Steelrode Onamission Mile, Charity Mile. Exact same thing a year later. Drawn 1, racing fitness on his side, loves the course and distance. You're going to get a huge run for your money over here. I think he is the value in the race. Got respect for Eye of the Prophets, who's the Guineas winner over the course and distance. Not too far off him. Also a lovely run behind Captain Peg on the inside track. And then Melech on form. Yeah. I think it was in the Guineas behind Charles Dickens. He's a good few kilograms better off with Cousin Casey, Dave the King. He's had that run back. Tongue tie gets fitted. Or the tongue gets tied for the first time.
Yeah.
I see he was reported to be blowing last time out. Maybe Muzi instructed Mr. Magnet to do that.
Okay.
And maybe it's worked a treat. So for me, 6, 10 and 13, Clyde.
6, 10 and 13. Well, there we have it. From Darryl's perspective. Interesting. Cousin Casey, Darren, talk about that. First time for the Sean Terry stable?
Yes, Clyde. I think that change of stables done him the world of good because I heard he's doing really well at home and they're expecting a forward run. Now, he's top class. I mean, he's run off Charles Dickens. He's run off See It Again, even not at his best at that stage. And I just get the feeling from a good draw, given a patient ride, I think he's going to unwind and run a cracker. Now, dangers, you got to look at Bless My Stars. I think she's going to run a blinder. I know she's best over 2,000 meters, but coming out fresh, I think she'll run very well. Eye of the Prophet's not out of it. Dave the King. Winchester Mansion will be doing his best work late, and maybe Bingwa for wider quartets.
Perspective for us, and there you go, Darren Burrows on Cousin Casey. That's around 10-1 at this point in time as we speak, if you do like that. So, well, that's the running of this particular event. Don't forget, a little bit later on, Royal Guide. Zeus is coming up, looks the right horse in the race. Royal Guide looks the right horse in the race. It's going to be interesting, the rest of the card. And we're also, of course, looking forward to the Rugby World Cup later. Betway's weighted to win. Thanks for always watching.